Chapter 22. Tell another person about these words. Believe in our truth as you see them. These words are ready to be shared by many more people. See these words open many to our arrivals. Be well answering to many more truths as all starts becoming well answered. Be seeing arrivals very soon and answer to our call as we will begin the sorting of evil and answering to all the needy and homeless. Be ready. We will answered by our better truth and better serving answers to evidence of who we are and to our ways. Heal your broken hearts with us and see these days be great and full of celebrations, as we will become more visible to humans as we begin to walk the earth. Heal all your fears with us and understand we are not, as stories say, of conquering earth or using humans as slaves or cattle. We are not the ones who have done this, but these truths are living now on earth, as you are all counted and controlled by your own governments. These ways of control are serving many on earth, and open to the many lies that have kept people in darkness and supporting these lies. Be telling yourselves these times are over. All must soon open to the coming great changes as all starts, and as landings arrive on earth to open to all. Be well answered as all starts, and know we are soon here to open the way for all to become a part of the reality that is hidden from you. When you begin to open to us and these truths, you will see all as believable and well-serving. Be well answered by many more surprising truths, as all opens to you. I am seeing how answers seem slow to many, but we must work in great numbers of arrivals, and this takes organizations no matter who we are. As all starts, we will serve to restore all needed power to these uses of home and care places for the ill. But these places of healing will no longer serve humans, as these ways of cures are mostly proven ignorance and misunderstandings. Be ready to answer to the non-believers' response to our ways of healing. So many will be removed from your healthcare facilities and replaced by our own doctors we call healers. None of them has ever used poisons to cure or change someone's patterns of thoughts to better have them behave as directed to. Be renewed with health ways greater than these ways used on earth, and be seeing we are not abusers. The way of serving health on earth by doctors and earth medicine is disturbing us, as we see this as experimentation causing death and severe injuries, and mostly never addressing the true settling of an illness. All seen diseases have been manufactured by darkness to create ways of renewing with many, seeing of death of population control, or to better serve dark beings' desires to enter a weakened body and take it over. This is what is called demonic possession. Possessions are many on earth. What this is a body of a human taken over by a responding demon who takes control over time. This is not uncommon, and is seen shared with the users of alcohol or drugs of all sorts. These drugs silence your thoughts and causes the brain to answer to other controls to open to another form of control. These demons can make people do what they want to. They can see through their eyes, and these ways answer to their actions to torment the people with them. As family members, employers, and co-workers, they can cause trouble anywhere, as in wars and even in hospitals and schools where people are the most vulnerable. Be visiting these ways of healing yourselves through healthy living and herbal remedies, as these ways are the ways answering to all needs until we arrive to care for these health problems. All other problems, as injuries and broken bones, as seen now in your hospitals, are adequate until we arrive. Be serving restrictions on mind, altering drugs and alcohol, as abuses of these tyrants' ways are more serving of darkness. Share answers to these ways with us, and be well serving of good health practices soon shared with us. Cancer is the renewing of dead cells transporting information to the body so the body can begin to heal. The best way to heal cancer is through prayer and dedication to healthy living practices. Because most people ingest dead animals, these death cells cluster in the body and inform other cells about these changes. Be certain, meat causes many health problems with understanding the reason for uses of dead cells. But more troubles come from a light being, starseed, light worker, using unhealthy ways of living at these times because of all the drugs added to meat for profit. This adds to the drug use problems and can damage a body very fast, causing premature aging, diseases, and death by mostly cancer. Stories that meat serves as food has disturbed us as we love animals and see abuses of animals as a great offense. No one needs to feed off any flesh of any kind, except for animals who we created for these purposes, and certainly not humans. All vegetables are necessary for humans to be eating, and these healthy ways of eating serves to better health. Healing with herbs is used by many, and these ways are beneficial. But many believe on earth that an outside source of help heals with them when the true serving way comes from within. These ways of healing will be yours, as we will show this to you. Be responding to our knowledge, and see all be well healed and well served, because we answer to these ways for a very long time. More than you can see will arrive serving you with this truth the non-believers wish to deny. Be responding only to better health ways with knowledge, better seeing, and be certain the eating of meat and other flesh, as fish, heals, as we will show how harmful these ways are to bodies. Set to seeing as shared and answering you now, because your lives will become changed by our arrivals. You will see evidence of many of our beneficial ways of healing and helping others towards better health. Be well serving your health now to be ready to serve with us. Now we are the proof of these vegetarian ways, as we are said to, and we do not eat flesh. As we walk the earth, these ways will begin to change, as all humans will see that their bodies do not need to eat flesh. With good nutrition, all can live well and much healthier without flesh and animal products. But because so many of you are mostly eating out of stress or fear, at the coming time of our arrivals, we will open you to many other ways of healing without the eating of flesh. This in itself will cause the economy of the world to be greatly changed, in evidence of eliminating eating flesh, and replace this food with many other great sources of nutrition to heal bad health. Because you're only understanding earth seeing, you will soon discover that most planets never engage in flesh eating. Because of all the harm that this causes, I ask you now to cleanse these habits of flesh eating and destroy all places of animal murder to serve these purposes. This, to us, is of the first importance of responding to better living ways. This will take some time to be settling, as meat has contributed to your present way of living and causing so many souls of humans and of animals to be troubled by these feeding ways. Now settle with earth ways and answer to my call, and become well answered by our ways and our truth. Be well serving of our understood Satu ways, and the book Answer to Answers will explain why animals came to earth and why Lucifer uses them to feed from. He needed to fortify the healing trust from blood because his own body was decaying, as his kind has used for well over 1,000 of years because they haven't learned to heal in other ways. They answer only to the drinking of blood of humans and other serving beings from other planets. This is why many rituals practice the uses of blood drinking and other sources of flesh eating. These ways have never served us and will never serve with us. Be well understanding that all of these blood drinking rituals belong only to Lucifer. Now be ready and see all come as I said. No, we are soon arriving at your door with our ways of better health and better living. Be renewing with the many good health ways as we speak, because many of you have started being vegetarian at your choice and know the benefits of these ways. See how all these ways are well serving with all people on earth. No, we ask you to better answer to your health more now, as the wars uses all means of stopping good health. Be well answered by our time to be seen walking the earth, and be well answered by our ways of dealing with many more ways of answering to evidence of great truth, as all start serving great telling of who we are and why we are returning to deal with the problems of earth. Evidence starts well into the coming days. Settle with meat-eating ways now, as many more problems will begin to surface and cause many more troubles. More than you're expecting starts well into the coming days. God, received on July the 5th, 2012, by Zah. Chapter 23. We will answer all your questions. Be responding to knowledge many more years ahead of yours on earth. Be serving answers more truthful than any recounted history heard on earth about who we are. The stories told by these historians serve to open only to the needs of the living political system being shared with a view that does not tell all about factual events. When pieces are missing to truth, the truth can become a settling of accounts and a version of great disproportion. This is the way all rulers of past wanted to be seen, as they controlled the information shared with their people. Be ready to answer to this truth, as we have factual statements about the workings of history on Earth. As these were recorded by the scouts who renewed with visits to Earth and responded to many answers used by evidence believed to be well settling with this truth. In other words, we have a more objective version of the truth. The truth about my son's death is healed, but not accurate, as the Vatican knows of very well. They created a great conspiracy to answer to their better control and abuses over people, and made them believe they were serving God who was telling them what to do and how to do it. This sounds more like heresy than evidence of truth to all who settle with them. See this truth be yours when renewing with their opening of the vault of information. We will have this information shared with all who wish to see it and answer all questions. Understand, they have many truths hidden, and many visitors have asked them why keep the truth from humans. To this their answer was, because they are sheep, and sheep need to be led and told what to believe. But to us these tricks are all meant to corrupt and deal with acquisitions of wealth and power. See how they have succeeded in their plans, and see how they use our ways of truth to lie about who we are and what our relationship to earth truly is. It is said that we are the gods of the heavens. This is in part truth, but we are in many ways as humans are, as these ways were used by us a very long time ago. We settle to answer to evidence of great truth and great telling of truth. This means we're answered to truth before anyone could change it. As we answered to our ways of seeing, uses of recorded facts were there to correct our interpretations and keeping the truth intact. These methods are well taught and serve very well to store truthful information without any inferences from others responding stories of use. Be well answered by our better records of facts and truths about the evolution of Earth. Renew these words with us as we wish you to all understand the way all came to be, and not live with a grand deception to serve a cult and cult leader. They are knowing of who we are, as Gabriel has met with the Pope to discuss the good serving changes. But the Pope was more interested in telling my son Gabriel that they had other plans to open to us to the world by having us sharing in their cult through baptism. Hearing these words has taken some time for me to accept. Now, this needs to be exposed and settling with the servants of Lucifer. All who wish to remain renewed with these lies will only share with them this great deception and the responding guilt of the atrocities stirred up by these hordes of Lucifer. These times of serving darkness are now over, and these understandings need to awaken all who ask me through prayer to open to the world. I am arriving soon to open to all truth with my children, and now we are all together to face these changing times. Be one with me at the time of our arrivals, and see the truth of who we are, as all lies now must be over and ended. More than you are seeing will be revealed to you as we begin to descend onto earth and walk the earth with humans. Be certain all these trusted truths will cause a great shift in the world and will serve as evidence of our time together. Be resting until then, and serve a peaceful moment of meditation. See all truth come pouring in your hearts, and see these words be serving you many times more than the settling lies that have corrupted earth. Be certain these great whores are soon dealt with, as they have trespassed in more ways than I wish to tell of, and settling with them will answer all. These other cults on earth are copies of this one, and are in their own time process that appears to some as serving the ways of the Middle Ages, arriving to the times of nuclear armament. Be certain they too will be viewed for what they are. See, these other cult groups will be dealt with, as our time to walk the earth proves who we are. No one was ever serving us with these ways of control, power, and abuse against the meek and the vulnerable. These are not our ways and never serve to enlighten anyone. Be responding now to the great coming changes and see all better settle with us and with our allies as we begin to descend onto earth. God does not torture people. Lucifer is responsible for these actions through men who allow themselves to open to committing atrocities in Lucifer's name. They are not serving our ways, and this should be evident to many who respond to truth. We will answer by our ways of truth, and be well serving of our time to answer to many more subtle ways at the time of arrivals. See how we are well answered by evidence of truth and trust with each other, and know we are as one and more together than you can imagine, as we are all family, and family cares about each other. This is who we are. Believe this when you meet with your own family members, as many are anxiously waiting to meet with you and share with you all lost time, because many of us believed these choices were all yours. See this be dealt with now, as the plan to return to earth started when my son Jesus was murdered and changed into a cult figure. No, this was never his intention to be displayed, tortured, and dying on a cross. Who would wish for this, I ask you? Who would do this to make people feel remorse for something they did not do? Is this quite clear to you now? Do you not see this as fear-based actions against people who are well-serving wishes of dealing with love and care for each other? No to us. This is a great dishonor to be displayed like this at the moment of death. This is why this was done, and perpetuated for so long to cause us to be dealing with disrespect of who we are. And to be settling with this abomination heals only without truth. These whores who have done this will be judged, and actions of great punishment they will serve, as they will be serving in their right places. This is justice. Proof of justice will settle with these absurd uses of religions. Now see this be done as arrivals begin. Be ready and respond to my words, and serve with our ways and open to many others who live in the universes. Answer these questions. Will you open to many others who live in peace with all of us? Will you be responding to our call and our arrivals? Will you trust in our time to answer to evidence of who we are? Will you be dealing with a way of great truth, as all starts with our time to share knowledge and understandings with earth beings? When we arrive, many on earth will not be ready for this. So I ask you to open to many now and tell them of our arrivals. Tell them we are not here to take away from anyone, but more to give them what they need and a better way of life. This is as said, and this will be well-serving for all. Renew with us, and see all good come to better your health, your lives, and your understanding of who we are. Evidence is soon coming. God, received on July the 6th, 2012, by Za. Chapter 24. These truths are yours. Answer to our call, and see how all better serving ways start answering you with better ways of living, and better understanding of how all settles with us. Be certain we are well answering to many, as truth starts with the death of many people in countries near Syria, as wars erupt in the Middle East. Be ready and see how this will cause the mass arrivals, as these actions are forbidden by us, and are breaking the agreed-upon contract negotiated 20 years ago with the ruling group. They are the present leaders of the world, the cabal as you call it on earth, and they know what is expected as they begin to deal in this financial war. Their plans are in place and they believe to preserve their own lives. They must cause the coming chaos of great wars. This is the biggest problem on earth for us to deal with now, as these whores do not respect any contract or agreement made with us, undoing themselves as we will not tolerate these actions. This is what we have been waiting for. This is how we will answer you. Be ready now, as all starts with these wars in the Middle East, and see how we will act on the breaking of these words and contracts. Be well seeing how all will answer your knowledge of what is to come, and how it is evidently answering to these ways of breaking these agreed-upon contracts. Because help is arriving now. You will renew with us, and we will begin the sorting of souls. As many souls at this time are responding to the control of Lucifer. Be serving with these thoughts, shared with this truth about how all renewals are with us and only with us. Know that settled truth stands alone. You will open to answers that will be serving many who are at the point of despair, and who will be given fast attention to better serve their immediate needs. Be certain you will have all the truth you need to well answer to our arrivals, and we will make certain no problems are dealt with to believe in our ways of great arrivals. Be responding to knowledge about our ways as we begin approaching very near Earth, as you will see some of our ships are very large. The ships will start moving as soon as this war breaks, and we will answer to many who are dealing with a terror being put upon them. These ways of great seeing will be all the evidence you need to understand what these words were telling you and opening to you. Now see all starts very soon, and be well answered by the better settling truth and evidence of what you will see. As we arrive, we will be leaving our ships and moving towards the places where our star seeds and light workers are. We will begin to answer their questions and clear up all misunderstandings of who we are, and begin answering to a re-education of our renewing of truth. With these words shared, we will ask many to begin this information sharing with our family members, friends, co-workers, and media outlets. See these ways become well accepted and well acknowledged with answers to more satisfying, with all who will begin to unravel this truth, and open to answers that will settle with many, and open to our time together. Be this said, we will see to all the necessary better changes in areas of health, food, homes, and education to open to all who are in a healing way. Many of these changes will be accompanied by serving of great needs, first, as said before, and then the renovation of your power systems to eliminate the current methods used, as all these are dangerous and certainly unnecessary. At the time of our arrivals, we will also begin an urgent work of cleaning the air, water sources, and oceans of disease-causing agents introduced by these whores to profit from your illnesses, because they are also the masters of medical treatments and drugs. These places you call hospitals are not responding to healing, but rather a way of attacking with clearly another source of illnesses like liver cancer after chemotherapy. This to us is such a serving deception to cause these victims of living more torments. Be serving an end to these barbaric methods of treatment, and be learning with us many better ways of healing. Now see this truth, and answer to our call, and be ready for better changes coming to answer you. God, received on July the 7th, 2012, by Za.